views and opinions expressed may not reflect those of the Allen County Public Library, Access Fort Wayne, and or any other supporting groups. If you are interested in producing your own programs for Access Fort Wayne, you can contact us at 260-421-1250.
Hi everyone, this is Mike Green, Public Information Officer in the Allen County Commissioner's Office, and welcome to Countyline, a program featuring news and information about Allen County government. Well, for many years, there has been talk about making improvements to Lafayette Center Rd in Allen County and County Road 900 in Huntington County. Heavily traveled roadway that is picking up even more traffic thanks to economic development in the area, the General Motors plant in Allen County, not that far from us. Well, the day has come when construction work will begin on a 3-mile, $30 million project. This project of such importance that it has even brought Governor Mike Pence from Indianapolis to our area to participate in the groundbreaking project that took place today.
Thank you all for coming to this significant project and significant event. As we get started, I certainly want to recognize Pastor Russ Morgan, the pastor of the church here, who provide us with the facilities, the refreshments, parking. And the project. Let me have 30 seconds to just talk about the project. Obviously, this project's been around for a while. It's a project that both Allen County, the governor's office, Senator Long, so many people have been involved in the project, wanted to see happen. When I look at how everything happened, I look back over 7 years. Jay Poe, Jay, where are you at? Jay Poe came to the Fort Wayne District 7 years ago. And I very politely turned it down and said, we don't have the money. And I think of Jay as the bloodhound for the locals, because he is the guy who stayed with this project and really made it happen. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the district, the Fort Wayne District of NDOT, and the hard work that they did in order to make sure this project stayed on course and brought us to this day. And so Todd Johnson and his folks, thank you all very much. We're going to have about 4 speakers today. But before we get to our speakers, I would like to recognize Brandy Hendrickson, NDOT Commissioner Brandy Hendrickson. We're happy to have Brandy here today. My boss and my other boss is right behind me. Thank you all again for coming. Our first speaker.
That would be me, by the way.
Yes, sir. Yeah. No, I didn't mean it that way. Forgive me.
Don't be silly.
Our first speaker will be Commission President Nelson Peters. Nelson, if you would come forward, please.
Well, thanks, Bob. It's great to be here with you today. I tell you what, the Huntington County Commissioners have something we don't. It was raining as I was heading this direction. I got to the Huntington County line and it stopped. I don't know how you guys did that, but teach us the way. On behalf of Commissioner Therese Brown and Linda Bloom and the rest of Allen County, it truly is our privilege to be here today at this groundbreaking. When opportunity meets preparation, good things happen. So let me provide just a little bit of history about what happened here. I remember, and I know that Huntington County Commissioner Tom Wall and Huntington County Surveyor Jay Poe well remember the meetings at the INDOT Regional Office with Senator Long, Representative Bohr, Representative Bell, District Director Bob Alderman, and a host of others discussing ways that we could make this project work. Well, the themes that continued to come back during those conversations were really two. One was putting a plan together. The second part was making sure that we were able to collaborate on that plan. Fast forward about a year later, and the regional chamber became involved in this project and began to coordinate things. The preparation portion of the entire equation occurred when Huntington County and Allen County agreed to jointly fund a study and the first phase of the engineering work. There was absolutely no hesitation on either part from the county commissioner's perspective, and things were off and running. The opportunity part of the equation happened when members of the General Assembly recognized that there was indeed a plan already in place to build this road. Then good things began to happen. Senator David Long managed to wrestle $30 million back to this side of the state to build this thoroughfare. So when opportunity meets preparation, especially on a collaborative basis, good things do indeed happen. $30 million, that's a huge number. A number that will continue to put people to work. A number that will provide greater safety and more efficient transportation between Roanoke and Fort Wayne. And a number that will help one of Allen County's largest employers continue to grow and thrive. But now, before I give up the mic, I want to extend our heartfelt thanks to Governor Mike Pence, to Senator David Long, and to so many other people who have been involved with getting us to this point, but especially our partners in Huntington County. Thanks so much, and God bless.
Our next speaker is Commissioner Tom Wall from Huntington County.
Thank you, Nelson. First off, welcome to Huntington County. We're really happy today to have everyone here in our county for this groundbreaking. I'd like to thank Larry Buzzard, Rob Miller, and my two fellow commissioners that are here. I'd also like to introduce you. You heard Jay Poe's name. He was our team leader for our team in Huntington County on this road project. Jay, thank you from the bottom of our heart. You worked with Troy Hostetler, our county highway superintendent, to work this through. It's a collaboration of groups. We have worked together with Allen County. We've crossed county line. We've went together on our plans to get a roadway together. Senator Long, thank you for passing that through to us for our efforts that we are trying to get this accomplished here. Our groups from the regional chamber, Vince is here from the regional chamber, the regional partnership. This was made a priority road by the regional partnership, all the LEDOs, the economic development directors in Northeast Indiana. We are all working together as one in Northeast Indiana. We're open for business, economic development, we're here. Huntington County, we're at 5% unemployment rate. We're going to yell and scream about that. We are very, very happy, and we have room for people to come and grow their businesses here. So our team, Allen County Commissioners, you guys are awesome. Come over and work with us anytime you can. We're here. Representative Leonard is here. Travis Holdman has helped us out. Jim Banks has helped us out. I don't want to leave anyone out of our group that was basically in our meetings. I invited some past commissioners from Huntington County that served with us before, and I don't see them in the group, but they started this process. You know, I came in 09. They said Jay has been working this, for 7.5 years. But this is just a great project for everyone here. Welcome to Huntington County. Things are great here, and we are going to make it, a lot better as time goes on. Thanks for you guys' help. Thank you.
Our next two speakers are Senator David Long and Governor Pence. As most of you know, I've been around forever in politics. I'm sure you'd like to throw me out of the tent, but I'm sorry. I've served under 7 governors in one capacity or another. I spend every 3 to 4 months in the State House with these gentlemen on a day-to-day basis when the legislature's going on. There's no two people I've ever admired more in how they do their jobs and who they are. I just appreciate the opportunity to be able to tell you that. I have incredible respect for both these people and some experience with governors. With that, the 2 guys who made it happen, the 2 gentlemen who made it happen, the driving force here and here to make this project happen. And with that, Senator David Long, my friend.
Thank you, Bob. Well, I'm going to have the honor of introducing Bob's boss. That would be this guy. Other boss. Other boss. But before I do, I'd like to just say a couple of quick words. First of all, I've also served with a lot of different people under NDOT in this region, and this gentleman has been a phenomenal tour de force, Bobby Alderman. He's down in. Yeah, we appreciate you, Bob, very much, and the good work you're doing now down in Indianapolis as well. You're wearing several hats now for the agency. We appreciate that. I can't say enough about Jay Poe either. Really, Jay, you're more than just a bulldog on this. You're the pit bull on this. You wouldn't let go, and it needed that kind of tenacity. And I know you're the face of many people on this, but thank you, sir, for all you did as well. You really were everywhere on this, promoting the project, and you deserve a ton of credit. I think, we talk about this, and we were talking with Frank Gray from the Journal earlier today about the history of this thing, and it's going to go back to the 1980s and talk about the fact that there was theoretically an earmark and some federal funding for this that mysteriously never really materialized, and there was always a dispute about that, and then the GM plant being constructed, wasn't this a natural extension, and why didn't we get it done? And every time we would bring it up or discuss it, there's always some reason not to do it. Usually money, of course, was the number one thing. But more than that, too, we didn't have, a cooperative approach on it. And just a myriad of things that always kept this project on the back burner. The fact that we, however, have the kind of cooperation in Northeast Indiana that we do, and you're seeing it today between Huntington and Allen counties, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. We work together up here. We have to, really. We really do. We have to scratch harder and fight harder for things. And because of that collaboration that Nelson and Tom talked about, we're here today as well. I mean, it wouldn't have happened without them. As far as getting the money for this project, Governor Pence, has inherited the post-major moves world, okay? And we did some great things under Governor Daniels, but the money runs out. Where do you go from there? And I can tell you, he has been a champion in pushing the legislature and successfully pushing us to put more money into our roads, and we've done that the last few years. When it was time to do a series of projects from the budget a couple years ago, the governor pledged and promised that it wouldn't just be in Indianapolis, as so often is the case. He would look at every region of the state and invest accordingly, and he kept his word. And we're here today because the governor has invested in this part of the state, as in Northwest and Southwest and Southeast Indiana, and also in Indianapolis. But we're here because he kept his word and he pulled the trigger and made sure that projects like this would occur. So, Governor, in the end, despite all the years of setting this up, it wouldn't happen without you. And I want to particularly thank you, sir, for all you do.
Go ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here today. I love days like today. I really do. When communities come together, great ideas come together, and with the support of the people of Indiana, we improve the quality of life and the strength of our economy. And that really is what we're celebrating today with this groundbreaking. I'm grateful for all who are with us today. I want to thank a couple of key people. Nelson Peters, thank you for your words today. Thank you for your great leadership in Allen County in working across the county lines and on a regional basis, and coming with such a generous attitude to making this come about. To Tom Wall, thank you. He's an enthusiastic guy right here. Thank you for your leadership in Huntington County. Thank you for thinking regionally, thinking about partnerships, and I really do want to commend the leadership in Huntington and in Allen County for a job well done in laying a foundation for today. I'm also extremely grateful. Jay, I didn't know what a bulldog you were until very recently, but thank you. You have made a difference in the life of this region and the life of this community that will impact generations of Hoosiers. So thank you for having that vision. Thank you for having the tenacity to see it through, Jay. We're all proud of you. I'm grateful for you. I want to thank our team at NDOT, Bob Alderman. I think I'm going to get business cards that say Bob's other boss on them. But Bob is a man of integrity and is a tremendous public servant, and has been in so many ways throughout his career. And I'm especially grateful. I hope it gives you a sense of the importance of this project to the entire state of Indiana, that the Commissioner of the Indiana Department of Transportation, Brandy Hendrickson, is here with us today. So thank you very much, both of you, for your outstanding work for taxpayers. And lastly, I'm grateful that Representative Leonard is here. We are in his district. Thank you for your strong support of infrastructure and your strong advocacy for this measure. But let me say about the gentleman who introduced me that from the outset of our administration, I've said roads mean jobs. And I don't just mean road jobs, all right? But I mean if you have the right infrastructure, if you think and plan in appropriate ways, you build the infrastructure to support growth and opportunity, that means jobs and opportunities for Hoosiers. And I will tell you that I know he's a local guy in Allen County. And so I know he's just the guy next door. But I want to tell you, the state of Indiana has no greater champion of building and maintaining the infrastructure of this state in a fiscally responsible way than Senator David Long. And I'm very grateful for the way you champion this project. Thank you. And I'm very proud of our record as Hoosiers, what we've accomplished. In the last administration, my predecessor was able, through innovative financing in the lease of the toll road, to secure $4 billion without burdening taxpayers to improve infrastructure in ways in this state that had been only dreamt about for generations. But since the outset of our administration, we've been increasing funding and infrastructure as well. Through the course of this legislative session, I'm proud to say that on top of that $4 billion, we have appropriated and secured resources of $2.5 billion. And what we'll break ground on today was a part of the first $1.26 billion that the taxpayers of Indiana made available for infrastructure through the Major Moves 2020 project. We truly do believe that when it comes to infrastructure, that you got to take care of what you got. You got to finish what you started, but you also have to build for the future. And the ground that we are breaking today on the modernization of County Road 900 North and Lafayette Center Rd is very much about the future. It's about building infrastructure that will support commerce and encourage investment in the state of Indiana for generations to come. This project will include a broad range of elements that are probably known by simply everyone out here on the lawn today. A center turn lane, paved shoulders, roadside ditching, widening 2 bridges. It is a very significant project, and it is a major commitment by the people of Indiana to Northeast Indiana, and I'm proud to have been a part of it. It is interesting to think about how long this has been talked about. Beginning in 1987, the Hoosier Heartland Study noted some of the delays and difficulties related to the amount of volume in the area each and every day. The plan was amended into the Northeast Indiana Regional Coordination Council's Long Range 2030 plan. And so, in as much as I stand here today, I, in a very real sense, feel more like the exclamation mark on the end of a very long substantive sentence, because the people of this region came together, and as people of this state came up with a plan, worked that plan, brought people together. Long before we were talking about regional cities initiatives and regional thinking, Allen County and Northeast Indiana and Huntington County were thinking and planning regionally, and I commend you for your vision, each and every one of you. I will tell you that this project did gather some urgency when a little bit more than a year ago, many of us gathered at the GM plant just down the road. A global company that literally could have invested anywhere in the United States of America dropped $1.2 billion on the GM plant just down the road. And this infrastructure project is very much a part of encouraging that ongoing investment in jobs and opportunities for Hoosiers here in the leading manufacturing state in the country. So with our team at the Economic Development Corporation and with the team at NDOT, we rolled our sleeves up with the strong support of the General Assembly and all of you gathered here today and set this project into motion. It's the right road at the right time, and I'm excited to be able to be here to break ground. I'm told that it's going to be completed by the end of 2018, if not before. These guys know the governor likes things ahead of schedule and under budget, and we'll roll our sleeves up and go after it. And we will do it with the support of what I believe is the finest and most dedicated group of transportation public employees in the United States of America. Would you join me in thanking the NDOT team, all the people around the place? These upgrades, this expansion will be a vital part of economic growth in the region, and I'm going to break ground with other officials today and with a couple of great-looking little kids, because really this is about the future. I mean, we gathered in a barn a few days ago, didn't we? And we signed a bill that was about agriculture, but there were some really cute kids there, and I made them come up and sit on the table. And I didn't do that for any other reason than I really do believe that the test of leadership is found in that old saying that says that wisdom can be found in one who plants a tree under which they will not sit. And I really want to commend all of you here today that this new roadway is going to provide opportunities for that generation of Hoosiers and beyond. It will be a part of the continuing growth and economic prosperity of Northeast Indiana. And so I want to thank you on behalf of future generations of Hoosiers. Thank you for a job well done, and I'm going to break ground today with a prayer that this road will be safely traveled and will be a major part of an even more prosperous third century than we could ever imagine. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Yeah, now when you shovel, don't throw this dirt at us. You think it's real funny, right, Jay? You think that's funny? Are we ready at the count of 3? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Well, you missed
So when you first have kids, what's one of the things you usually do? You take a lot of pictures. You hang on to a lot of artifacts of when they're born, things you want to keep as keepsakes. And that holds true even when you get to be 114 years old or so. Well, on display at the Fort Wayne Museum of Art are, I guess you could kind of say, the baby pictures of the Allen County Courthouse, drawings that depict what the building would look like once it's constructed. And we're going to talk about this exhibit with Robin Zimmerman, who's Executive Director of the Allen County Courthouse Preservation Trust, and also Charles Shepard, who is the President and CEO of Fort Wayne Museum of Art. And first of all, Charles, thanks for allowing us to come in and take a look at things here.
Thank you for being here.
And Robin, good to see you again as always.
Thank you.
So where have all of these things been hiding from us? Where have these drawings been?
These blueprints are from the late 1800s, and they are the property of the Allen County Commissioners, but the trust has held them for some time. They are actually documents that we reference during any restoration project or anytime we have water leaking into the building, we actually reference these blueprints.
So they're still in use despite their age, I guess you'd say.
That's right, but because of their age, we realized that it was time to store them properly. Not as they had been. And the Allen County Public Library offered to store them in their rare book vault and then digitize them for the public to view.
Okay. But before that happens, Charles, you kind of got the idea that maybe we should put them up so folks can see them.
Well, the interesting thing about a drawing like a blueprint is it's, first of all, a workable drawing, not just something to gaze upon and wonder. And secondarily, they're in great shape, they're beautiful. They have an aesthetic quality that I think anyone would see. And so as Robin talked about the great idea of storing them properly and digitizing, I first thought, let's show them off first and let's share with the public something that they probably have never thought they'd ever see.
How do you define them as art, I guess? We think about buildings, architecture, music, paintings, etc. But technical drawings don't necessarily make you think of artistry.
Well, that's true, and that's because throughout the 19th century and the first half of the 20th century, we too narrowly defined what art might be. We would say fine art should have no function, but that's really a bias that I don't think anybody in the 21st century holds to. I think we understand that the artistry is in the making of those lines and the convolution of those lines that make aesthetic pleasure come to life from the page.
And I would imagine at 100 plus years old, these documents are fairly fragile, so you folks had to take pretty good care, take great care of handling them.
We did. We had to, well, you can imagine, they're rolled up first for all those years. So we had to put very sensitive weighted little sandbags, bean bags, if you will, on the edges, get them all lay flat. Then they have to be archivally matted and then, of course, framed. And as we're doing this, 2 or 3 of the high school and early college students working as interns with us commented that this is really great. I didn't know they had CAD/CAM back then. I said, no, I think you're mistaken. This is all hand done.
Wow, that's something else. And it's kind of interesting to note, Robin, that the architect who drew these really initially wasn't that much into architecture, I guess you would say.
Right, Brentwood Tolan was an art student, yet he was an apprentice to his father, who was an architect. So he had helped his father design buildings that way. And once he went out as an art student, he really didn't make it, came back to what he knew, and this was his first design of a public courthouse.
And it's kind of amazing also when you think of our day and time with all the technology we have nowadays. You take the data, you throw it into the computer, and out it spits everything that you need to do and need to know about what you're going to do. The time that it took to put these drawings together and the meticulous nature of the work had to be pretty impressive.
Well, I can't imagine how much time he spent, because it went all the way from the facade of the building to all of the floors, down to the artwork that was in here. I think Brentwood Tolan was very meticulous, knew what he wanted to see in this courthouse, in this grand structure, and he illustrated that in his blueprints.
And how many different blueprints do we have on display here?
The museum has 53 blueprints on exhibit. We have 71 in total just of the building, but there are a number, hundreds, quite frankly, that support that building, from the heating facility that supported it to the superintendent's house. I mean, he helped in design of all of those buildings.
So you come here to the museum, you take a look at all the drawings, then you go to the courthouse and you can kind of see how they fit together.
Right. It's the blueprints come alive.
And besides the blueprints, Charles, you have a number of other items that are on display here at the museum relative to the courthouse.
We were very fortunate because there are a number of what I might think of as ephemera still in existence being stored, and to bring something out, this 3D physical in your hands that's drawn flat on the wall, I think brings everything to life for people. So we're very lucky to have that included.
There's one piece over here that Robin was telling me about that is part of the banisters to the some of the railing.
Yes, beautiful filigree, all hand done. I mean, it speaks to the craftsmanship of the time too.
Watch fob, I noticed back there.
Something. It's exciting. In fact, here was a difficult thing: is what things to pick to show, because as Robin says, there are many, many more from the basic core courthouse on to little teeny details, and we thought by selecting something from each category, we could tell the story.
And of course, the scagliola, I always have trouble with that word. Am I saying that right?
Scagliola, which is a faux marble, and we have a piece of that here for the audience to view. And of course, a large collection, actually the largest in the United States at the Allen County Courthouse.
And as you mentioned, once the exhibit is over, which is June 12th, then you're going to take these and you're going to have them digitized for permanent use.
That's right. They'll go on to the Allen County Public Library and they will be stored there. They'll make copies of us, for us, as working documents, and then they will store the original blueprints.
And is this one of your biggest exhibits? I mean, this is pretty impressive, at least I think.
It's a very large exhibit, and I'll tell you, it's a very popular exhibit. It's drawn thousands of people here. We're thankful for that. We were hoping, in fact, that people would really want to see what's behind the scenes at the Allen County Courthouse, because it's one of America's beautiful courthouses.
Absolutely, yes. Well, Charles, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. And Robin, good to see you as always. Till June 12th here at the Fort Wayne Museum of Art, you can see all of these beautiful blueprints and drawings of the architectural work at the Allen County Courthouse, plus some other neat things to learn more about the great history of one of our great buildings here in Allen County. And we should mention you can't actually take one of the blueprints home, but if you're here for the exhibit now through June 12th, you can purchase reproductions of the blueprints. They will be available at the Paradigm Gallery here at the Fort Wayne Museum of Arts. That's going to do it for this edition of our program. I'm Mike Green, Public Information Officer in the Allen County Commissioner's Office. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon on Countyline.